then you can find out how to donate and get involved with that. But anyway, without further ado, let's start with the question and answer session. Oh yeah, of course, I'm so sorry. We also have here someone from the local groups, the Vale Says No, which is a local group against fracking from South Wales, and we'd like Andy Triver to just have a quick word.
Alright, good evening, thanks for giving me this brief opportunity just to outline things from a grassroots perspective. I'm kind of assuming that a lot of you here are perhaps working on a grassroots level. I first heard of fracking back in January when I heard about the news in Blackpool. My sister lives in Blackpool. As a concerned brother, I started looking into it, and lo and behold, I found that the whole of South Wales was licensed, which is where I live now. And then I found that Centrica had got three planning applications in my local authority. So we quickly galvanised, got a lot of local support, made a big fuss about it, and I think the part of the lesson here is that Centrica, being a sort of big national brand, were quite easy to scare off. They pulled their applications in Bridgend quite quickly. Their applications in neighbouring boroughs are still going through, right? And then all the local opposition melted away. They're a bunch of NIMBYists, essentially. And obviously, as a geography teacher and a geology teacher, as well as a member of the Green Party, I could see the bigger picture here, and I was feeling a big sense of frustration when a young lady from gmorgan contacted me and said there's an application in the little village in gmorgan. For those of you who don't know the area, in contrast to the area to the north of Bridgend, which is the old mining valleys, the gmorgan is a bit like the home counties in South Wales. Right? And very different demographic, and this one single application became the focus of a huge campaign, and the people in that area got all the right connections. They used media, so we had radio coverage, TV coverage, paper coverage in no time at all, and Coastal Oil and Gas, which some of you may not recognise the name because they're the same people who've got the licences in the Mendips in Kent, happen to be a Bridgend-based company, so one of our local employers, if you like. We managed to get them to pull the application via gmorgan as well at the last minute. Right? Now, they're in cahoots with a company called Leadnet, which is a big Australian company, and they're not returning really. They're going to come back to the Vale under the pressure of the Australians and so on, so it's a big fight. And the local people could see the fact that they pulled the application locally wasn't the end of the story. They were going to come back, it was going to be a bigger issue regionally. And we kept the momentum going. So we started off with the Bible Says No, and then become No Fracking UK, which hopefully some of you may be aware of on the internet. We've got big petitions going on a nationwide basis. And the big breakthrough we've had recently is the Vale gmorgan Council now don't want anything to do with fracking anymore. They've gone to the Welsh Assembly government and said, this is, we're out of our depth here, we don't know enough about it, the planners don't know enough about it. Welsh Assembly take it off our hands. Welsh Assembly, they're not too keen either. They're sort of fudging, saying, we'll wait for guidance from Westminster on it. Right? So basically, they're all passing the buck up, and the buck stops at Westminster. Right? So the local MP, it's interesting that someone mentioned at the beginning about pressure from local MPs. The local Labour MPs are in a slightly difficult position in there from the local mining areas. And all the talk about jobs in areas where they've got some of the highest unemployment, it puts them, they were sitting on the fence for a long time, but they've come off the fence now. Hugh Davis has been forced off the fence as Shadow Energy Secretary. He's now saying the right things. Some of the local, we had the Welsh Assembly elections, so a lot of them had to come off the fence and go up to that last year. But the biggest support was actually a local Tory, so fair dues to Alan Cairns. He's not the most obvious person I've been sharing platforms with, but he's been consistent in his support for the campaign as well. So if you pressure your MPs, even the Tories, they will support you and say the right things to them.
I don't know what we're all worried about. Thanks, Ian. Have a minute. Great. You'd like to share